Desire. That's my motivation. And I just got this desire because Samantha Sagar, I hope this is the right pronunciation for her name. But maybe you know her. She got a very nice Instagram account. And she talked about her motivation, that's innocence. And I really liked that video. And then something happened in me and I was like, okay, let's do something, because I have the transference for her motivation. She got the sixth line motivation, the sixth color, and I got the third color. So it was very interesting for me to reflect on this, and with my sixth color view, personal view, is like, what has it to do with me right now that I watch this, because I follow it somehow. And yeah, my desire is it's a passive desire in a way, because it's about following stuff. It's about following my own direction and what's correct for me, and not really following persons. So I looked inside of me and realized a lot of stuff. And I just want to talk about this, and I hope my language skills are good enough to bring it to you or bring it to me. Depends on how you see it right now. But it's enough to transport it. So beneath the gates, we have the lines, and beneath the lines, we have color, and beneath color, we have tone. So either if you know it or not, it doesn't matter. But there's much more, of course, than the obvious. Literally, like in life, not just in your human design chart, but also in your human design chart. So, and that means this motivation is basically something that's motivating in a kind of way my mind, my personality, to have a specific direction in what I'm motivated at. Where do I put my mind into? Like, what is the way of dealing with it? Like, what I'm motivated for. And it's very interesting because the third line, the transference, is the sixth line. And the sixth line is innocence. And desire and innocence are like, it's super different. And that means, for example, the first thing is, desire is something that's very hot. It's warm, it's fire, it's passion. And the sixth line is more like cool. It's more passive in a way. And the third line is more active in a way. We can even see this with the normal lines. The sixth line is the role model, and the third line is more like the try and error martyr. So the martyr is more active. It's more like, falling and standing up again. And the sixth line is more like, I go to the roof and just watch this stuff from above. I'm not into this. But basically the transference, that means like when it's like two magnets, when the sixth line and the third line comes together in a way, it can transfer them and like put them away from their real motivation. That happens from the day one you're on this world. It just happens with the motivation. So now I see this in my life a lot of times. For example, right now, I'm more like isolated. I'm on my own. I'm not in this leading or following or in this desirous flow, materialism and stuff. Third line is always about materialism. So I'm more like the observer right now. And maybe that's not really, really good. And the third line, for example, when it's not in the right environment, for me as a mental project, it's all about environment. It can go to the stomach, intestines. I hope that's the right word for it. So, and I have a lot of problems with that in the last couple of weeks. And I was like, what is it? Like, it just came from nowhere. And all of the signs, I mean, like with my gate, with the 46 gate and an open chi center, I can feel, and it's like overwhelming me a lot, all these sensations in my body. And sometimes I'm getting a bit paranoid of it, of course, because I don't know where it comes from. And then maybe my desire kicks in now. I have this desire beneath my first line. And what is the first line about? It's about introspection. It's about investigation. It's about having a fundament. So I'm motivated by desire to be. Desire means power. Desire means you want to have the special. Desire means you're locked into something and you have this, I want to go there. And it's not about achieving it. It's more like a desire for it. And My first line is motivated by desire. So I may want to be the best follower of investigative stuff, or I want to be the best leader because I have so much foundation, or I want to investigate because my desire wants to dig in deep and I want to find something special and share it. So this desire is very hot. The desire is it's a drive. It locks you somewhere. It's not about observing. It's not about being innocent. But all the third line colors, they try to be innocent, and it's false innocent. It's not real innocence. So that's pretty funny to watch for me, for example, because it helps me to reflect and see. Okay, now I'm in my transference again. I can catch myself, and it's like, okay, now I'm in innocence again. Fuck. So the thing is, for me and for everybody who got the desire motivation, it's not about being innocent. It's not about, this has nothing to do with me. I better say nothing. I better not confront. I better avoid. And when you have an open solar plex, oh boy, it's gonna be hard because with the third line, you have this desire, you want to go inside you, you have this driving force in you, and you have, with the first line in my case, I have this foundation, I want to investigate, and I want to bring people something to change. I'm here to change the world. And I can remember when I was starting my trip in like 3.5 years ago, like going into this world and going with the flow. I had this desire of, I will change the world. And, and then it changed somehow, like a few months ago to this, maybe the world should change me. And I just step back, I just observe, or maybe people should observe me. And I can even see people when people have fights, or for example, I can remember one day when I was young, I was like at a little, I don't know, it was like a beer fest, it's, whatever. And there was a girl and a boy fighting, and the boy was grabbing her like this. And I had this super crazy energy coming out of me. I never have this, only in these specific moments. I had this energy, and I went there and I brought them, like I split them and said to him, don't touch her ever again. And it wasn't about her, it wasn't about her. I just wanted to change the stuff, that those people don't do this again all the time, because I saw it so many times. And then this desire, this fire just sparked me, and I had no chance to not do it. But that was back then when I was a bit younger. When you're younger, you're more aligned to yourself. Not all the time, but in my perspective, from what I know. So desire, in my case, with the right fixed mind, receptive mind, it's not about strategic. So I can't be strategic so I cannot look inside. I cannot go into my mind and reflect and be strategic about, how can I use this desire to whatever? No, it's not about that. So I cannot look inside my mind and say, okay, how can I lead? What strategy, what tactic do I use? What strategy do I use? It's more like I follow my own direction with my strategy and authority, and I have this desire for whatever. For example, I love music, and I love art, and I love human design, and I love to help people to, find themselves in a way. And I can watch this, I can see this. And then most of the time I get invited to be the leader. I have this follower leader thing, because the tone is like vibrating, going from leader to follower, going from follower to leader. And ultimately it goes from follower to leader. That's what I understood, or can be vice versa. Doesn't matter at that point. But I wanted to give you a sense of what desire is and what innocence is. Innocence has nothing to do with desire. It's so different when you really grasp it, but at the same time, it's so hard to grasp, because, for example, with the innocence, you have this observed and observer, and with the desire, you have this follower leader. So when you follow something, when you follow yourself, it kind of feels like you get observed, because you have a kind of power when you do your thing, your own thing, own your own shit. Then you kind of initiate people in a way, Another way that you get a role model, it's more like you empower them. Because a role model is more like that shows you like, here, I'm the teacher, I can look at what I do, you can see this. It's not about this. It's more like you follow your own shit and people's like, oh, this is interesting. I maybe invite him to that he can show me. And my teaching, of course, is completely different because my teaching is a 1-3 teaching. It's different than a 5-1 teaching or a 6-2 or whatever teaching. My teaching is foundation and try and error. So it's like an eternal student teaching that can always adapt and change, and I have to decide to go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. Sometimes I lose myself. That's okay. And then I find myself back, and then I have these insights and so on and so on. So I would say if you have motivation, desire, watch the following thing. When you don't want to be involved in stuff, when you step back and say, oh no, I avoid this. When you're not about status, when you're not about material things, when you're not about, oh, I want exactly this T-shirt or whatever. When you suppress this desire, oh, it can really hurt you in many ways. It can totally push you away from your alignment, and you will feel that you will be in the wrong places with the wrong people that just, I don't know, empower you, support you, see you, invite you, ask you for innocence. It's like, oh no, we don't need you. You don't need to lead. We don't need your desire. Just be innocent. Just watch us, or we want to watch you. And that's not what it's about. So with this desire thing, it's not about hope, it's not about fear, it's above this security and hope from the first 2 lines. It's like it goes beneath this. And the 3rd line it's about success, for example, and it's about money, it's about power, but it's not about living the power. It's more like you're motivated by like a status. You're motivated by, I want to have the special. I want to bring the special. I want to bring the special to the world. I want to change the world. I want to be in a leading position. I want to be on top and change it with the leaders that are already there. So, but what we have in this world, we have a lot of 6 lines, innocent people who try to lead, and look at this world, what happens. All these 6 lines try to lead and go outside and teach and leading here and there, and we should do this, and look, and I have my status and blah, 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 blah. And all the 3rd lines like me, that's like, yeah, I don't know, I don't want to be involved, and maybe I'm not good enough, and blah, and ashamed. 3rd line is more like this shame thing. I'm so ashamed and blah, and don't share what they have. And so now I'm very I'm very grateful. No, what is the word? Like, thank you very much, Samantha, for this spark that I got through your video, because I guess now it's time to just put some videos out, because I think that's my desire, and I'm holding it back so long because I think like, oh, I need this invitation, but no, I think I just can follow my desire, and I feel invited for sharing stuff like that. If you guys want to see more, please tell me, come towards me. I have a right mind. Just give me this, pull it out from me, and then I'm very open to share whatever I can share.